But now we're going to do some basic meal prep. And this is something that Tim and I do every 2 weeks when we go grocery shopping, because it just kind of sets us up a little bit better throughout the week. And I don't really know why this right here is really yellow and up here is really different color. I'm not really sure what's going on there, but ignore that and let's do some meal prep. So one of the first things Tim and I do, obviously once we go grocery shopping, is we make a list of everything we want to meal prep. So we do have this little whiteboard on our fridge. Ignore this, but sometimes we menu plan. So we'll be like, oh, on Wednesday we're having blah, 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 and we'll write that down. But otherwise we write what we need to meal prep. So things that we like to meal prep are basic vegetables. So we'll prep things like onions, peppers, broccoli, asparagus, Brussels sprouts, carrots if we're doing carrots that week or every 2 weeks. We'll bake off chicken for lunches and things. So, excuse me, that's the type of stuff we typically meal prep. So we actually kind of already got a jump on it. I did already meal prep all the broccoli. So we just bought, a couple of small heads. I cut the big chunk base off that no one ever really eats. Although you totally can eat it, we just really don't. Cut everything up in here, so then when we get home one night from work and we're really tired and we don't really know what we want to make for dinner, or we don't want to cook, we have everything kind of all prepped. So all we have to do is go to the fridge, pull everything out, and we can start cooking. Another thing that we've already meal prepped, Tim kind of got a jump on this, is cucumbers. So again, it's something that like when we go to make a salad, all we have to do is pull out the lettuce, chop the lettuce, and the peppers, the onions, the cucumbers, the tomatoes, all that stuff is already cut. So all we have to do is pour a little bit on top of our salad of everything we want, and we're done and we're good to go. And now we're going to meal prep the peppers. So we're gonna get them all chopped up and ready to go. Let me set you down here. I like to save the tops of the peppers because a lot of people, again, throw them out, but they're just as good as the rest of the pepper. So you can totally save them. So again, I just chop everything up into like the type of pieces that I would want to put on a salad or something, because I love bell peppers on my salad. I'm not a huge spice person, but I am growing accustomed, as some would say, to some spice. So I'm still learning. But again, make sure you core out your peppers. And if you ever want to do like stuffed peppers for dinner one night, you could still do this step ahead of time and then make your stuffing day of. Let me know if you'd like me to do a stuffed bell pepper recipe. Tim and I do quite a few different ones. Some we'll do with quinoa. Some we do with rice. You could do it with farro. Great way to kind of incorporate some of those grains that some people don't know how to use, which is really nice. They're super healthy for you too. So let me know in the comments. And some people like to do like peppers and onions for sausage and things, and that's also something else you can meal prep for. You can make really thin slices like this, or if you're looking to do like school snacks for children and they like veggies and you like to do like veggies and ranch, this is also something else you can totally meal prep for them and make those early mornings when you're getting ready for school and for work a little bit easier. Another thing we're gonna meal prep is cantaloupe. So I love cantaloupes. Again, if you didn't get from my other vlog where we went grocery shopping, a great way to tell if you have a good cantaloupe is find these ends here, and you can go like this and press in, and if there's give, that means it's good. You can also do it with your thumbs, which is how my mom does it. If it's really, really squishy, that means that your cantaloupe is too ripe. Don't buy it. If it's not, there's like no give at all, don't even bother. It's not ripe yet. Unless you want to leave it sitting on your counter for like a week to 2 weeks, then okay. Otherwise, it's not ready to go and you're not going to want to peel that cantaloupe. Tim's in the back picking out onions because we're meal prepping onions too. I like to just kind of cut it right down the middle, lengthwise. And inside will be your seeds. So what I then do is I get a spoon like this and I just kind of scoop out the center here. And usually, again, if your cantaloupe is nice and ripe, this is not difficult at all. Usually it'll kind of pull right out because this is a very delicate part of the cantaloupe. If your cantaloupe is underripe, it will not want to give at all. But you can see here, it's just literally gets right in there. It's this nice little patch.
Looks delicioso.
Thank you.
Just so you know, Victoria, as like a trivial fact, she loves cantaloupes. She can literally eat an entire cantaloupe by herself. That's how much she loves them.
I can. I love cantaloupe. So then I just dump this into the trash. And then I flip it on its open side, I guess you could say.
Oh.
That's the inside, silly. So then I cut it into thick slices. And if you wanted to serve it like a watermelon like this, that's totally fine. I don't, just because, as Tim says, I could eat a whole cantaloupe. So I like to literally cut it into little pieces. So I take the ends off, and like this end I will eat because it's like the perfect amount for me to munch on right now. But then I turn it so when you're looking at it, the part of the cantaloupe where the rind is closer together, I put on top. That way I can kind of cut it on a diagonal. So I still keep that edge, but I'm not cutting off extra cantaloupe that's edible. And then from there, I get left with this piece, and I cut it just, again, in bite-sized pieces. I love cantaloupe. Ooh, it's one thing you do have to be careful with cantaloupe. Something like this. Sometimes that might mean that it's overripe, and that one is just a little bit. So you just have to be cautious when you're checking the rest of your cantaloupe. That we're going to meal prep is going to be onions, and Tim's going to do those because, well, I don't like chopping onions because they make me cry. So yeah, so Tim's gonna do those because he's awesome like that.
Nice. So we are going to be chopping up some onions. So in order to do this, if you are starting out with cooking, so you want to cut off, see the side right there? I want to just slice it off. Makes it easier for peeling. So then you just peel it. Alright. Yeah, it just makes it a little easier. If you try to do it the other way, you're going to be spending a lot of time trying to unpeel an onion, and it's just going to get even more frustrating.
Onions do have one quality. They're very, very sticky. So it's key to get all of that skin off and off to the side so it doesn't affect the rest of your chopping.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, and here's our completed cantaloupe. I mean, that's all I got. Literally like a small pint container.
All right. So the onion is pretty much peeled. So you can see. Yeah. All right, so now what you want to do is if you're dicing onions or even slicing, you want to slice right in the middle of where the root is, where the root ends. So then you just slice right in the end, right in the middle, and then you have two. So then a trick to make it less messy is if you're dicing, let's see. All right, so you have this part right here. You want that facing away from you. So what you want to do is you want to slice very thinly and just stop just a little bit before that part, because you don't want it to go through. So that way towards the end, you can just easily dice them and they're all still intact with that root part.
The root does help hold the rest of the onion together. That way you can go and slice evenly.
Yeah. So sometimes you do get some. Sometimes you mess up, but
then it makes it a lot easier to chop the whole onion.
Yeah. There you go.